Yes, guys, welcome back to the Once You're In podcast. Again, we have a very special guest, as you can see. We have Mr. ZAC Fotheringham.
Special.
People might not know you as ZAC Fotheringham. I bet people know you as ZAC Team Pro Coach now.
Yeah, to be fair, mate, I've been about for quite a while, and before Pro Coach, it was ZF.
Yeah.
So
that's it. I remember
ZAC Fotheringham was a bit of a mouthful. So
yeah. I remember you from. I never knew you as ZF. I knew you as ZAC Fotheringham. I remember you from coaching Dan Park.
Yes.
Back in the day, the season that I competed, or the season before I competed.
Right.
And he was like very good as a natty.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you at the shows and stuff, and then like following you from there.
Yeah.
And then obviously just seeing you, and obviously training at Premier. So ZAC lives like nearish us, so we've seen him at Premier and stuff. And I'm gonna break. This is like an icebreaker. You know, like when you go to like a day with like an new office and stuff, there's an icebreaker. Yeah. This is our little icebreaker. Or it's kind of like we're just gonna say we're sorry for breaking your gym pin.
Yeah. Fucking mate, I went fucking in. I was like, Rob, the fucking lads have fucking broke my fucking gym pin.
We spoke about it loads on it.
We spoke about you wanted to beat us up.
You've been fuming about it.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking message him.
The thing is, it wasn't us. It was him, obviously. Yeah, I didn't break it. I had 5 kilo on it. You got like the 320s.
We didn't realise. It wasn't
we didn't
fuck it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. Like, if we knew, we would have messaged you. But I remember just seeing like ZAC mentioned you in the story. And I was like, so he doesn't even follow me.
I can't even remember how I found out. I think someone must have fucking messaged me. Someone must have. Someone.
Well, I was told by Jordan Allen. You know Jordan Allen.
Yeah.
He was like, ZAC came in.
ZAC's
and
not
like,
like
he needs to give me a new gym pin. Those boys, I'm gonna fucking go up to him and say, what the fuck, guys.
I was thinking like, he's been a legend, like letting us use the gym pin, and then we've gone
too
far.
Literally, we just used to say, can we just use the gym pins? And they just give. We knew they kind of yours, but they was just like, yeah, sound, use the gym pins.
Nice.
And then we used them. Clearly, we bent them, but we honestly did not realise. Because if we did, we would have dropped you a message.
Yeah.
And then randomly, we both just got a story.
I think that must have been why I messaged you. I was like, these fuckers ain't even fucking messaged me. They ain't even told me that the fucking.
Like, what's he on about?
Yeah. I remember. I think we both were together and we were like, we
shut
the gym
ourselves.
Pins? We immediately went straight onto gym pin. I was like, ReseFit 10. That's still a 10% code. Let's order some more. So I think we got 2 more, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you had ours. Right. We got the ones we bought.
Now we've lost.
Right,
and now we had yours, and then we just lost them.
I don't even know where the fuckers are anymore.
Just get lost. That's how he's making a shit ton of money in the gym pin guys. You just lose them.
Yeah,
they just get lost.
You just leave them.
So that's kind of our main interaction that we've had with ZAC.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've known ZAC for not like known you personally, but known of you for quite a while. I remember you messaged me like after I competed, just saying like, "Oh, well done, mate." And I was like, "That's nice," because obviously you're a well-known coach in the industry at that point.
Yeah.
And I remember AJ always spoke like pretty highly of you and stuff. So I was like, okay, so he's obviously a decent coach, decent guy. So yeah, but it'd be cool to like go back to then, because I think people will know you now. Like say more so as pro coach. So chat about like how you got into it, even like before you started coaching, like training. I don't know anything about your background in training or anything like that. So it'd be cool to know.
So from school. Nearly tap the table then. Nearly tap the table. I was told not to touch the table.
That's what we say now to everybody. Do not touch the table.
When I left school, I immediately went in the army. So I was in the army for 4 years. Left there and didn't really have much I was good at. You know, going through school, I was always, I'm gonna be a footballer.
What position did you play?
Up front.
Okay.
Up front.
Were you actually any good?
I was decent, mate. I was all right. I
would thought that growing up.
Yeah.
It's like you dream, but also when you're half decent, you think, well, I probably could.
Yeah, that's it. I was the kid at that in my age group.
Yeah.
That scored. I remember going through the under 10s, the under 11s. I'd always bang like 60, 70 goals a season. It was I was quick as fuck. Not really that gifted on the ball, but I was so fast. Put the ball over the top of ZAC and get it. So I didn't do too well at school, and my family and everything was a bit broken. I was from the age of 14. I was in and out of mates' house on sofas and stuff like that. So that's why I ended up going in the army. Because I thought, fuck this, I just need to do something.
Yeah.
So I went in the army. Come out, like I said, I had no real skill other than I was just this fitness freak. You know, I was one of those guys that could go for a long run and it'd be easy. I could jump on a fucking bike. I could play basketball. I could played fucking badminton. I was pretty good at all sports. So I got into a gym, a fitness centre in Nuneaton.
No.
Just a little
not
gym.
Originally from around.
Just a little gym in Nuneaton. I was working behind a counter in there. That's where I did all my level 2 and all the stuff. And then he got me into Future Fitness.
Okay.
Over in Coventry.
Yeah.
That's how I knew Lewis's dad. It was Lewis's dad that took me on board, working behind a counter, and then also fitness instructing and fucking doing spin classes and all that sort of stuff. And it was whilst I was in there, I just, I was still playing football, so I was training, but I was playing football. I was training maybe twice or three times a week, doing the weights, and started playing for. I was playing for Daventry.
Okay.
Playing for Daventry, not too bad. Bit of pocket money, bit of beer money at the weekend. That was my last team I was playing for, and I just remembered I was getting injured. I fucking kept rolling my ankles.
Kicked all the time.
Because I was that striker. Yeah, I was striker. But because I was training as well, I was quite. It was nothing like I am now. I'm not fucking massive now, but
unit, mate.
not massive now. But I was.
I remember when I was playing semi-pro, I started getting into the gym, and everyone was like, "Mate, you're fucking massive."
Mate, listen,
I wasn't at all.
On the side, it was all, this kid's on gear.
Yeah,
looking
exactly.
steroids.
Anybody who's got any bit of muscle,
if you're not like a stick, it's like what
he's on here.
What was your weight when you were playing football? Like when you were training and stuff?
That's about 11 and a half, 12 stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't that big, but you were
No,
still
weren't
But you had a bit of
bigger.
muscle, like you were getting.
I remember rolling my ankle, and I couldn't go to work. So I couldn't do my spin classes, or I couldn't do, and they were my extra money. They were my extra bit of money, and I couldn't do inductions or anything at the gym. I just had to sit behind the counter. I can't do this. I can't play football anymore because I used to play Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, training on Thursday. So it used to take a lot of my time, and I went back for another game when the ankle healed. First game back, icy ground. I did my other ankle, and I was like, I'm fucking done now. So I started getting, and I've always had this competitive nature. Whatever I do, I need to fucking get stuck in. I'll put everything into it because I want to fucking win. And obviously in Future Fitness, now back in the day, Future Fitness, I don't know if you boys remember, but
we've heard a lot about it. We've had, who was it else that we had on the podcast that used to train out of there? We had someone before, and they said they trained in it like back in the day.
yeah,
And it was like people speak about it very highly.
it was insane. Yeah, so in terms of it was when it was men's physique was just coming on the scene.
It's
And,
like 2014, 15.
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
Kirk Miller. I don't know if you know Kirk Miller, myself, Danny Blackwell, Ash Grant, Callum Norton, all the Gymshark, because they were obviously originally with Gymshark. Dilla Donks, who are coach. We all trained there, and it was fucking brilliant, mate. And even when what was the old thing? It was called Body Power. Body Power. So when Body Power came, obviously Lewis's dad was very close with who was organising it, and you had Ronnie Coleman, everything coming over to train there it was just a great atmosphere, and then we all started going our separate ways, but it was through there I started personal training, and we're talking like 14, 13 years ago. Personal training, people started asking me about doing like their diets and everything, because I used to just train them. And then I cottoned onto it. Everyone was asking me about diets, and so I was like, right, okay, I'm going to charge separately for.
There's more to it.
I'm going to charge separately for helping people doing diet. I learned more. Went to did courses, classes, fucking got my knowledge up to where it needed to be, and then I started. I remember Dan coming into. He used to train because he was at uni in Coventry. And he used to fucking scream when he was training, scream, and everyone was like, "Who the fuck's that fucking making that noise?" And it's fucking Dan. And then once he always used to look fucking great. We did a great job when we prepped him, but don't get me wrong, this kid used to look great anyway. And I remember when he'll tell you the same if you ever speak to him. I remember he walked out of the gym once, and I was like, I want him as a client. So I went and walked outside into the car park, and I was like, mate, you ever competed before? And he says, oh no, but I would like. And at that time, I weren't very into the bodybuilding scene. And he took his stuff, I was like, yeah, men's physique. Yeah, men's physique. Yeah. He took his trousers. I was like, okay. Okay. Maybe you do bodybuilding. And he had a real passion for bodybuilding. I helped him get ready for his shows. He won the Teen Worlds, and then he did Junior, won that. We had a real good run together.
That's cool. It was just like going up and chatting to him.
Yeah.
Saying to him, stripped down.
Yeah, he was good. Like, yeah.
He was
just any team.
Yeah. If he carried on.
Yeah, what's happened? Like, did he just?
He's very much, probably like you guys, like very much all in.
Yeah,
he gave his life to it. He gave his absolute life to it. And we're talking. Remember, he won teens. From them, we're talking like from 17 years old. This guy was going day to day, living the lifestyle, and he got to, I think he got to like 21, and he was like, I need a fucking life. So he just stepped back. He did his own thing. He wanted his main reason was he wanted to build a career. He wanted to move out. He wanted to get his own place. So he worked his way up. I think he's like managing of gyms. It might be David Lloyd or Virgin or something like that. And now he's met his new partner, and they're living together. And he's all good. Yeah, and he's said he'd come down for a session a few months ago, and he's always said like maybe one day he'll get back into it. And honestly, he's just one of those guys that even now that he's not into it, he looks wicked great.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who could not train for like a while and come back.
He looks wicked great. But yeah, so it kind of all started.
By you chasing down a teenager in the car park.
By me chasing down a teenager. Don't get me wrong, I was still young
at the time. That's what we do now.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's how you get into it.
And then honestly, I had no intentions.
So was he like your first ever?
Was that before you had any competitive aspirations? You were just like, I'll get you on stage.
No, I competed first.
Okay.
I did around about 2 or 3 shows before.
Did you have a coach there?
Yeah, I've always had Neil Hill.
Always.
Okay. Yeah, always. Neil's godfather of Bailey as well. Yeah, I've always had Neil Hill. It went until my very last one when I met Cal. Neil moved over to America, and I had every intentions to prep myself.
Yeah.
And because the last prep I did with Neil, he lived in America, and I went over to see him a couple of times. He's just like, fuck, this is the other side of the world. Now, don't get me wrong, I got to see my best mate, but it's when it comes to prep, you know what it's like. It's like different time zones and stuff. And how many times you take pictures, you're like, nah, I look better than that, or nah, I look worse than that. I can't send that.
Yeah.
Like, so I decided I was going to carry on this prep on my own, and then about 3 or 4 weeks after, I was training at Shreds. Met Cal. And Cal was like, if you want me to be your eyes, we can do it. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Why not? Yeah. And then that's how I got to know Cal, prepped with Cal, and then we're going off a tangent here, we're going everywhere.
Yeah, we kind of skipped ahead about 4 years.
Yeah, but yeah, and that was how I got with Pro Coach, because obviously met him, we'd become very, very good friends. But taking it back, before Dan, I did the UK BFF days, men's physique. I did pretty fucking well. Won the Scottish, won the Cumbria show. I always placed in those top 3s, and this is when men's physique, when you went on stage, there was like 20, 25, 30 people. Like, it was nuts. And then it was when I was doing them shows, you know what it's like. People start asking you can you help me do this? Can you help me get ready for my show? So I just started helping people. I had Neil on one side, on one of my shoulders, to help me with any questions that I had. I was learning from Neil on the go while I was doing it myself. And it just fucking just the clients that were coming in were better and better and better and better and better. Met Danielle, moved over to Leicester, then moved over to Swad. That's pretty much it, really.
feel like we've covered about pretty much everything, but
You've
not enough in depth wise. So
Yeah.
first few shows, let's say we got them out of the way.
Yeah.
Was your goals? Because I know your brother competes naturally.
Yeah,
Doesn't he?
yeah.
Like, was
Very
he?
good.
Did he get into it from you? Is he
Yeah.
your younger brother? if I'm
He's my
mistaken?
young, 2 years younger.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
Looks
like,
about 20 years younger.
he does look like, he does look, apart from his fucking receding hairline, mate, he's only 2 years, he's only,
Don't take steroids, guys.
yeah, exactly, this is what it fucking does. But yeah, my brother, he just said to me once, like, I'm going to give it a go, because he weren't really into it. But he went to the gym. He looked decent. I was
He is
like, mate, go and do that fucking
Genetically,
that,
he's good, isn't he?
go and do that fucking the UK FBA, and he did. And he fucking,
When was this? When did he first compete?
I think Bobby first competed, and I'd say around about 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, so like back end of the teens, like 2018, 2017.
Yeah, and I remember. I mean, if you saw a picture of Bobby when he first went on stage, and now, it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I remember him. He come over to the house, me and Danielle's, and he was like, right, we're gonna do a show. He was like, I'm pretty shredded anyway. I was like, take it off. I was like, yeah, you're lean, Bobby. But you do know you got to be way lean. You're way leaner than that to be on stage. Yeah, be sound. And honestly, he was so easy to prep.
Yeah.
He was so easy to prep. He's one of the very, very few that I know that can go. He's bouncing around on show day. Like he's just doesn't
got energy regardless of.
But I think a lot of it was he didn't really understand it all.
So it's like he's naive slightly.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just like, I've got to do it. Yeah, do it.
No, it is, so
nowadays everybody like knows so much about fatigue management.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, don't start on that shit.
Or a pro fat rest day, and they're like, I'm going to feel like shit.
Yeah.
They're expecting to feel worse.
They preempt it,
yeah.
and it's there already. So, but yeah. So that I don't know. There's so much that we.
Yeah, it's not like you're new in the game.
No, you're going back to you're going back to years where I can't even fucking remember myself.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Again, don't take steroids.
Yeah. Talking about steroids, this is something that we got Nath to speak about.
Okay.
First cycle, it's a generic sort of question.
Yeah.
I think Nath was it Sus and Trent or something like that? Did I think he did like 8 weeks or something? Came off.
He didn't do long. I think
he did like 4, 5, 6 weeks and just came off for like 3 years. He was like, fuck that, because he went in the deep end.
But you know what? That's how
most people start.
That's what we used to do. We used to go 12-week cycles.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, if people said 16, they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to recover, bro. But they're taking
12-week
Norwest, so they're going to be fucked anyway.
12-week prep.
Yeah.
It used to be a 12-week prep.
Yeah, and you just take it through prep.
You go in,
finish.
So
where did your PD knowledge come from? Was it like your coach, Neil? Was it literally we maybe spoke to someone in the gym?
Yeah. It was the typical test, mast, EQ.
Okay. No.
EQ. No one uses that anymore, do they?
No.
EQ. And then last 6 weeks, change those esters to fast. Yeah. And pop in the trend. Remove the EQ.
So is it a prep cycle? That was your first ever exposure to PEDs?
Yeah.
So you were natural before that, and then you were like, doing a show, now I need to take it?
Yeah.
Sounds like you?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I honestly, if I had my time again, I wish that I'd spent a little bit longer doing it as a natural, but I'm an extremist. If someone tells me that this is going to help me be better, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
I fucking do it back then, but I don't. I say I wish I maybe spent a few more years doing it as a natural, but honestly, I've spent long enough training as a natural just because I didn't compete. That was it. And it's the same. Like with knowledge with gear, it just takes time.
Yeah.
People are trying to learn it all within fucking a year now, and it just takes time, mate. There's so many fucking avenues to go down now with PEDs.
Oh yeah, there's loads of different pathways.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I think it's one of those where again people think like you can't make mistakes and you still can.
Yeah, of course.
The stuff we're talking about now, probably when it comes to PEDs, maybe not your cycle, but like the stuff we do now, in 5 years we'll probably look back upon and go, maybe that could have been a bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have done that different.
It's like anything with training, with nutrition, like you learn as you go, and you experiment what works with you, what works with clients, and then like you say, as new research comes out, and like anecdotally, as you have more evidence for you and your clients,
the most important thing is anecdotally. The most, honestly, we could sit and have a full conversation about like applying different stuff to different people. Something works for them. Science says that works, and that's great. You try it, it works, but then you try it on someone else. It doesn't.
What were you saying about your guy earlier about what his stack is? You wouldn't believe it.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's someone looks at him and they'll be like, "Nah, he's on fucking loads." He's actually not.
Basically, as we said, like you can tell somebody, "Oh, I'm just taking this," and they might not believe it.
Yeah.
And then I think nowadays, like I said, anecdotal wise, I think one thing it's like training. You see, because you probably coach nowadays people who probably 10 years ago back at Future Fitness would just go into a bar and just fucking rep it out.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, I need to do this, I need to do that, and everything has to be so meticulous.
Yeah.
And I feel
think
like
it has to be optimal, doesn't it?
But even we get frustrated by that. And we've got into it kind of when that was coming around a little bit.
We had maybe a year or two before, and then it was like
now
wow.
it's like some of the like young lads that we get, and it's like everything has to be so like quote unquote optimal. We're just like,
you don't have that much muscle.
what are you doing?
Like, you've got good potential. You're 185 pounds.
Not even that. Some people are like 140 pounds, and they're like asking about like the exact like degree of a lateral raise. So it's like you're overanalyzing it. Just train and enjoy it. Like you, so especially when they're young as well. Like
I think with the I don't see many of that. I don't see much of that, just because of I don't get much inquiries from that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's how I put myself out on social.
And it's also the level that you're at now as well.
Yeah.
I think, like.
But I get it. Like I get it. I'll have questions off some of the clients that go, no, I'm like, even at a top level, it's like, what are you fucking worried about that for?
Yeah.
Are you progressing?
Yeah. People overanalyze it though, don't they? Like I had a client the other day, like stressing, thinking that he was regressing because like on one set he didn't progress. And he was like, "Am I regressing?" Like, no, like that. That's all right. That happens.
You've probably
like, it could be so many different things. And like, as soon as you start stressing about it, like, that's when you'll then start actually going backwards, because the stress then impacts the digestion and the sleep, and then you're hating it and you're not even enjoying training. It's like, what are you doing it for?
You see all these things that they're all worrying about. Go and ask if the top level people are doing it.
Yeah.
They're not.
No.
Like, obviously we know that top level, the genetics freaks and fucking whatever, they maybe don't need to. Maybe if they did, they could be a little bit better, but
still.
They're chasing this. They're chasing this like the perfect route, or the most optimal fucking route, and it's just
You see, like, especially again, like younger people. I have like examples, but I won't bring people into it. But like constantly changing their approach and jumping to different coaches and changing their training and doing RIR, then doing failure training, then doing high volume, low volume, changing their meals around, changing that, and it's like. I've not ever seen you stick to a phase for like more than 3 months.
No.
Like,
I don't know if anything's working.
Yeah,
we've had like also the coach
phases of just years of just doing the same thing and just been like, well, it's working. I'm getting stronger, and then like, oh, I'm looking a bit bigger. Hope it's working. You just keep doing it. Like,
we see it as we coaches, like just like flip flop between different sort of ideologies. Yeah, and I feel like the ones that actually end up doing quite well are usually the ones that just stick to their guns and are open to new ideas. Yeah. But it's not where, like, if you were to, let's say, join Cal and be like, okay, now I'm going to do a completely different style of training and everything's going to be different. It's like, I bet your coaching styles didn't really change because you had already almost passed the tests beforehand when you were working on your own.
And what did we say literally before we started the podcast? We were saying about, like, clients and their training. We were saying about Matt LeMay. Yeah. Where like he trains really hard and he asked you before starting, like, do I need to change my training? Like, fuck no. Like, I was saying the same about my clients. Like, if you have a client who already has a good amount of muscle or a good foundation, like, why would you then be like, you need to change this and change? Like, you can help tweak things and make it better, but I wouldn't be like, you need to change everything or change your approach. Like, what have you been doing that you've been enjoying and has been working? Yeah. Keep doing it.
Yeah, that's most important. If someone's progressing, someone's enjoying what they're fucking doing, just keep fucking doing it. Yeah. If someone says to me, look, yeah, I'm progressing on this, but I think I might be able to. I think I want to give this. I want to give this a go. Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. And then you try it. How you finding it? I'm really fucking enjoying it. Get back to what you're doing.
Yeah. Give it a few months. See if it works.
Yeah, I guess I think give it fucking long enough to see if it is.
That's it. If you give it 1 week and I didn't like that. Yeah. You're giving it a week. Like, of course, like a new movement. It takes probably a few months to even get used to it. Right? Yeah. So. I think it'd be a good idea. We should get Lewis on after this episode because that would work out quite well.
Yeah,
so I'm going to ask, like, with Lewis, like, obviously you said you knew him because you knew his dad.
Yeah.
So how, like, young was Lewis? I was going to say how old, but I guess how young was Lewis when you first, like, met him?
I used to so his dad used to ask me to take him up the park to play football. When he'd come, so Lewis was he was such a talent when he rugby and football.
Yeah.
There was a split which one you're going to go because he was playing at a high standard in both as a young kid, and obviously with me playing football, when his dad used to bring him into the gym like that, Zach, can you go and take him up do some football? So, and we're talking, I'm pretty sure it's like 13, 14. So I knew him from then, and then I used to take him into the gym and just fucking old school beast him, like circuits and fucking what have you. And then Lewis, what did Lewis do then? I think Lewis, if I remember right, he had a bad hamstring, and it just kept going with his hamstring, and I think that's what probably stopped him from going further. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm just trying to remember. He'd be able to tell you better, but I think that just stopped him from pushing further. He used to do a hell of a lot. He was pushed a hell of a lot as a young one, but that's how I got to know Lewis. And he always looked great back then. I remember his quads used to be fucking great back then.
I remember must have been a year or two before I even competed. So I think he's about the same age as me. So we'll have both been like 19, 20.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, this was when he probably had one fitness post on his Instagram, and I probably did.
Yeah.
And we'd chat a bit now and again. Cause I remember thinking, like, he might be up against me at some point, and I remember thinking, like, he looks really good, his quads are really good. But then, like, I remember we'd, like, message each other. It was almost like you could tell we kind of thought we might be against each other or something. But I remember that there was one post, and I was like, fucking hell, like, his quads are ridiculous. My quads are so shit. I was like, this guy's pretty good.
he's an absolute weapon. I think you can speak to him more, but again, he's propelling very fast at both here as an athlete and as a coach. And it's you boys will know it's tough to. There's decisions that you need to make. Do you know what I mean? It's not as simple as do I want to be an athlete or do I want to be a coach? Coach pays your bills. Athletes doesn't really. It's just a bit of time on stage. You're following your passion. So I think he's getting to that crossroads at the minute. He's a great athlete. Fucking he's an awesome coach. Awesome coach. But he's very, very, very passionate about bodybuilding. God, he's very, very passionate about bodybuilding.
Yeah, you can see. I think with his training, how he's always been. He's a clever dude. Like,
very clever. Yeah.
I think like the ones that are passionate are the ones that are putting the work without like the pressure on them. So like. He's just a bit of a geek, which is good because you should be a geek. And I feel like again you get to. I feel like we've had a few conversations about. We had it with Michael Fox recently about like that sort of people say inevitable crossroad when it comes to coaching or being athletes. And we've chatting. I find it like it's one of those where if you have the habits already, it's going to be something that it gets harder progressively. But like. I feel like you can definitely do both to a very good standard. I don't feel like you can do both to an absolute elite standard. If you're an Olympian level athlete, you're probably not going to be able to get back to client check-ins in peak week and certain times. But I think, especially within the amateurs, I feel like a lot of people overstate, like, I've got 50, 60, 70 clients, I can't go to the gym, or I miss meals. And I find that to be, if I'm being honest, I think maybe when your structure's pretty poor and your... Let's say maybe the accountability isn't there.
Well, that's for people like Lewis, who's got a fucking abundant of talent in both. It's hard, because you're fucking really good at being an athlete, but you're really good at being a coach. For me, it was a hard decision, but it was a hard decision, but it was one that
made sense.
Because I'm not structurally ever going to be anything within men's physique, where my passion is. Again, I've got passion for bodybuilding, all classes, but I weren't really going to go anywhere, so it's quite an easy decision for me to go, I'm going to fucking put all my eggs in coaching. And if I'm honest with you, that disappointment of not being structurally blessed is actually fuel of why I'm such a fucking good coach, or the coach that I am today, because I'm so fucking passionate about helping me, because I fucking wish I had it, but I haven't. But I've got people in front of me that have got it. I'm going to do everything in my fucking power to get you as far as I fucking can. So it's kind of that disappointment for me was a fuel. But again, if you're great at both, it's such a hard path to go down. And yes, okay, at an amateur level, you may be able to be an athlete and coach at a good level. But I think I've said it many times before, at an elite level at the minute, who's doing it apart from John Jewett?
Yeah, he's literally the only one. If you think
who's doing
that,
it?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, when you say John Jewett, do you see a coach or do you see an educator?
Yeah, he's not so much. You wouldn't look at him and be like, he's an amazing coach. He's an
educator.
A lot, yeah.
He's a fucking educator. That's what he is, and I think there's a difference. There's a difference. But when you take John out of the equation, who else is
at the top level, definitely. Like, and even like if you look at Saturday for us, we couldn't train because we were at the show all day, so we moved it to the day after, and like that sound, but if you're an elite level athlete, that can be a problem. Like
it's just what it does up here.
Yeah.
Because if you're so like
with everything.
like you're so routine, you're so structured. Missing a session can sometimes really fuck your fucking head up.
Like, to be fair, we do manage it well because like we've moved things around. So like just train the day after, move that around, move the split around. Yeah. But like I've had clients who will have that one day where they've got a client at a show and it like fucks up the whole week then that fucks up the whole month because they're like stressing out because they missed that one session and it's like a lot of it does come down to structure and planning, but also like you're saying, like it is very difficult to be at the top level of both. Like,
for me, if I could coach and still do the whole prep thing myself, of course could, but there is no way, from experience, there is no way I could act like I act on show day and the build up if I was still prepping myself. I couldn't.
Last year for me, like
Finn was hiding under a blanket on show day.
No, but the thing is, for me as a coach, I if anything was better. Like, I was
routine.
Yeah, I was so like on less. It with everything last year, more than like I could be. Like, not that I'm not now, but you get like it was literally because I was prepping as well. Yeah. Like, you know, when you have that like prep level of productivity, but then that took away from me competing. Yeah. That meant that I completely kind of forgot about myself, just ran myself into the ground, and was like, oh shit, I've kind of like fucked myself up. So yeah, it is definitely difficult to balance both, and like you say, more so when you're prepping. I think in an off season, like you can be busy, you can still have a lot of clients to sound, but when it comes to a prep,
I just think people pull the card very early.
It's an easy excuse.
Like if you're an average amateur bodybuilder and you have 30 clients,
you'd be fine.
You do not.
But
need to
a lot of people.
But a lot of people say, "I've got them so busy." Not really. You're just like unproductive and you slack every time. You wake up at different
100%. I agree.
And that kind of impacts everything. So scaling back a bit, when was your last prep? When did you last prep? Was it 2019, 2020?
Yeah, British finals.
Was that when you got beat by Bridgman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Omar.
Okay. Yeah.
They're both pros now, so that's cool.
Yeah, you can take that.
That's a good
like my 2021 season, beat by two people, both pros. Where's mine? So.
Yeah. That was no, that wasn't. No, that was my last one with Neil.
Oh, okay.
My last one with Cal, and he won't be bothered that I'm going to say this is my worst prep ever.
Yeah.
That just wasn't just because of Cal. It was just because I ran myself into the ground.
When was this?
That was 20.
2 years ago?
No, it was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago, and I think I came third at regional. It was a busy one, but still came third. Wasn't great, but it was my worst look to the stage. It was worse. I ran myself. I remember. So the story is with that one is Cal had a look at me about 7 weeks out, and Cal said, "I think we should go and compete this weekend." And I was like, "No, I fucking planned 7 weeks. We still got 7 weeks left." And he was like, "Okay." So that the mistake there was Cal not fucking saying to me,
"No, you're doing
it this weekend," and it was for me to go, "No, I'm fucking waiting." Fucking 7 weeks, and 3 weeks later, I fucking hanging out my arse. Fucking, I couldn't even function, mate. I was walking the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, doing 20k steps before fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. I just couldn't. My brain just wouldn't fucking. I just couldn't. There was no way I could fucking coach the way I do now, whilst fucking that. And then I had a fucking absolute fucking mental breakdowns. Like, I'm fucking not doing this. I had like 3 or 4 days off where I just spent time with my fam, ate as much as what I could fucking see, and then got back into prep, but it weren't the same after. And then by the time I got to the stage, fuck me, I was fucking bleeding out of every fucking orifice, mate. I was fucked. I was fucked. But I seen it through because that's the nature of what I'm about. But it was the worst. It was the worst prep, and it's probably why you very commonly see me go, I'm going to do another one, because I'm like, I can't let that be my last one. But it was I don't think I'll ever compete again.
You think you're retired now?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
Nearly 40.
Yeah.
I wanted to do, in my head, I wanted to do the Masters Olympia next year, over 40s.
That'd be cool.
It would be just to finish it off. I said to Cal, like, we'll do this fucking prep and we'll make it the fucking best one, and we can finish on a high. But whatever happens, if for whatever fucking reason I got a fucking pro card, it will go up in my fucking office, and that'd be it, and done. Like my boy's life, it'd be my last show.
Yeah.
But then last year, coaching flew fucking through the roof, and then this year, I see myself now with like 10 IFBB pros.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's not going to happen because like the last fucking 3 or 4 months, every weekend I've been in a fucking different country.
We tried to do this a while ago, didn't we? To get you on, it's like we expect it.
So and like I said to you, my disappointment of honestly, when I've got clients on stage, I get any level, amateur or fucking pros.
I love it way more than me being on stage.
I'm fucking. There's nerves, there's fucking excitement, there's everything.
In the bin, you don't
like show day. Yeah. I could go all day without eating. I'm not fucking.
I think that's quite normal though. Like, I
have to force myself to eat.
I'm not. I don't give a fuck. I have a couple of coffees and I'm sound. But my disappointment from not being structurally gifted and could go somewhere, it literally fucking ignites a fucking fire to be the best coach. And I said about 2 years ago to Cal, I was like, in 2 or 3 years, I want some fucking Olympians. And this year I've made that fucking happen. I got one, and I think there's fucking more coming. That's where my fucking eggs are now. Yeah. All my eggs are in coaching now.
Who was the first client that you had that you were like, obviously I know you spoke about that Dan lad, but who was the first client that you were like, oh, this is really, really, like, really good?
Well, obviously Dan, definitely.
I'm talking like probably IFBB, like pro standard, where you were.
Dan
like,
could have been if you did it easily.
Yeah.
I actually don't know who he is.
Dan Park.
I've always said
probably recognise.
I always said to Dan, if you took some fucking you'd be fucking insane.
You're pressing on gear from when you strip down as a teammate.
No, not
you need to jump on gear.
Not from day one. Fucking day two. But he Dan Park. I'm trying to think now. In terms of that IFBB potential, would be Jermaine Dilla.
Yeah.
Do you know
Jermaine Duncan?
Did you ever see his transformation?
No,
but so back in the day, he was insane, and he let himself go a little bit, and then he'd come to me and he was like, I want to get back into it. Yeah. And I'm like, Jermaine's fucking wicked.
Yeah.
Like, I've moved to Leicester, so I've moved to Leicester, and me and Jermaine have always been close anyway. But I've moved to Leicester, so we haven't spoke much, apart from messages and stuff. And he's messaged me, and I'm like, yeah, I remember Jermaine. He's fucking good.
Yeah.
I was like, send me some photos, mate. And I was like, yeah. But because I knew, I knew what was under there, I was like, this is going to be insane. So there was him, and then obviously Mr. Thurston.
Yeah,
Mr. Thurston, mate. The first show me and Mr. Thurston did, he came last.
Yeah.
He should have fucking won, but he came. You remember we went down to London, and I went with him, and I was thinking to myself, God, this guy's fucking great for a Masters.
How did you meet, Bob?
When I moved to Leicester, I started training at Premier.
Yeah.
I started training at Premier, and he knew me through Neil.
Right.
So he just asked me to prep him for his first show.
He's good as Rob.
Yeah.
Honestly, mate, he's 52 now, mate. It's insane. He's insane, mate.
Yeah.
And we had and he'd never ever once said to me, "I want to be an IFBB pro." It was just he loved competing. He loved getting in shape. What Rob does is he preps and books a holiday straight after. Yeah. That's Rob. That's all he does. That's what he did it for. And then did his first UKBFF show. There was no way he should not have fucking won that show. Even everyone was watching. And
what happened?
I don't know. They told him he was too muscular.
Yeah, for physique.
For physique, but that was the time when they had muscular physique as well.
Yeah.
So he come off stage, and he was said, and they told him, Rob, you need to go and do most muscular. So you need to do muscular physique. Yeah. So there was a show, UKBFF show, the day after. We literally ploughed him with fucking food, and then went to that Portsmouth show after, and he did muscular physique. He competed with Andre Dehu. Obviously he won that day. That was our first ever showing together.
He's a good lad. I really like Rob. We ought to get Rob on.
Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. And we just did show, and we did with the Arnolds, with the UKBFF, and then the Two Bros came about, and obviously the NPC started doing their stuff through Two Bros. He did a few regionals. He won the Arnolds Masters in 2000.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, 2021. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. He glazed me backstage.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
I didn't get enough glaze the week before.
We were backstage and we heard him get announced as the winner. I was like, sick.
Yeah. So then he did that, and then that was supposed to be his retirement.
Yeah.
And then the Masters brought up this thing, because in Masters in America is massive. So Masters in America is massive, and they never really do anything over in Europe. And they announced they were doing a big Euro Masters, the first ever one, and we was like, should we go and do that? At this time it was over 50s. Let's go and fucking do it. We did it. Got a fucking pro card. And I was like, this is...
Were you even like, was it not on the... Like, were you not thinking that at all? Was it just like, let's go and do it?
Do a show, let's go. It was more, let's go and do a show against your own age.
Yeah.
Because remember, Masters was always over 35.
Yeah, so it was like a lot older.
Yeah. And we went and did that, and I was fucking... Yeah, to get his fucking pro card. It was nuts.
Yeah. Was that your first pro card? Or did you have
no, Jermaine was, I think.
Was it?
Jermaine then Rob.
Yeah.
So that's how that went down.
Yeah. It has like really taken off then in the past like couple of years, hasn't it?
This year, last year was really, really good. This year is just fucking flown. Like I got Huss over the line. Huss, he's fucking insane.
He is very good. Yeah.
He's insane. You don't realise, and quite like about the whole Huss one is the amount of times that I got told his arms are too big. I was like, they're not. He's got big everything. He's very proportionate. If he didn't have his chest,
then it would be. But
then they'd be too
just
big.
hide his arms.
But no, he's bang on.
How long have you coached him for before?
I think we did like 8 or 9 weeks push up. Before, and then went straight into prep.
When he signed up, we were like, this guy's got it.
Well, funny story. He did the race trick rumble the year before, and when he did a consult with me, I was like, I remember fucking seeing you, mate. I was like, I remember seeing you thinking you got loads of potential, but you look shit.
Yeah.
I said that. I said that to him. I was like, you were not ready. You look like fucking 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no, I prepped myself. Like, yeah, he knows. And I was like, right, mate, if we nail this, you're going to be insane.
Yeah.
And he was insane.
Yeah, he was good.
He was insane. He beat fucking Ike. Ike's very good. You know the PCA player?
Yeah, he seems to win everything.
Yeah,
he seems to suit PCA though perfectly.
Yeah,
like
he's posing, mate.
Yeah, like did he pose like a PCA guy?
Yeah. He's posing. Honestly, Ike though, if he come in correct, peeled, he'd get a knife.
He looks like a pro. I think he's looked like a pro since like 2021, 2022. Every time I've seen him, I'm like, he's wicked.
100%.
He just suits, and also I think as well, he suits PCA posing like a fair bit better than just your standard NPC.
That's the thing with the thing with the IFBB NPC for men's physique. One front shot, one back shot.
Yeah. So
boring. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't.
I find that so sad.
I fucking love it, mate.
I feel so sorry for them though. Like the amount that you go into to just do that.
That's why a lot of them. But this is why a lot of them put a lot into their into their posing routine. Yes, okay, it doesn't get fucking judged, but
it's still like
that's why they like. That's what they like to. That's what they like to display their physique.
It's just 2 poses, isn't it? No, that is crazy.
Mate, it used to, and that was brought down. That was cut down because remember it used to be 4. It used to be quarter turns.
Why did it come down?
Because too many people competing. Imagine if they had to go through everything.
Yeah.
Too many people. And back then there was like 30 people on stage.
Every time.
If you had to go through all them, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right, quarter turn to the right.
Just takes forever.
Yeah. Because then you've got to compare them all and
So like the smallest class, just get them on and off. Right, front and back. Right, cool. You've lost.
Yeah. But that's got. So this year I had Huss and Pierce, Matt, Alex. Pierce just about.
Yeah, just about surviving.
Just about surviving, mate.
Best glutes in men's physique.
Yeah, I love his glutes.
You do like his glutes, don't you? You do like his glutes.
We both do.
Really special.
Yeah, he's doing Ireland.
Okay.
He's doing one more. He's doing Ireland. Like honestly, Pierce, it just keeps fucking going.
Yeah,
is bulletproof.
Yeah.
But there's also. There's a line you got to go right. Okay,
you were getting.
He's fucking Pierce is bulletproof, but there's like I said, there's got to be a line as a coach where you go right. Okay, you've gone long enough now.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of a rest. Yeah. And me and Pierce have said like, okay, you can do Ireland.
Last one,
but that's it.
Was Matt in a similar position? Like, because obviously I know he's kind of come back out now.
Matt had some stuff, personal stuff that he needed to get sorted. His missus at uni and needed doing some important tests.
He did say when he was on here, didn't he? He was like, "This is like the last one," and then I think he said he was like,
"He's doing Europeans."
Yeah.
Like, he said this year he was like, I think he said he was like, this is the last like year he wants to really be an amateur.
Yeah.
So it's just like however long it takes me, but like I have to come back out, go back in, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's Matt. He's a robot, man.
Yeah,
he's a robot. He's the best sort of client.
Yeah.
Best sort of client. He's a robot. Just them clients where you're like, I can trust 100%.
Yeah.
He ain't missing a beat.
Yeah.
Because you always have them clients you're like,
he's second guessing.
Yeah. But nah, he's.
But you can see it. The ones who
of course
get in shape. The ones who you don't have to like make changes every 2 days because it's like, well, why is nothing happening?
Their
Probably
food
because you're not doing
stays
it
pretty high.
Yeah.
The cardio doesn't get that high.
You're right, mate. You're absolutely right. But yeah, Matt, this year's just gone through the roof. And Ado qualified for the Olympia, and I've got an array of. I've got fucking, like I said, I've got around about 10 IFBB pros now, and they're all hunting this year, and I've got some. Yeah, they're fucking. It's just so much fun. So much fun. This year is so much fun for me. Yes, it's taxing, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like, what does a day look like for you in terms of your structure? Like, because obviously, like, we're busy, but we don't have 10 IFBB pros.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to fall asleep when I turn them, innit? It's fucking boring, mate. It's just literally, I wake up in the morning, I get myself a coffee, mate, put my electrolytes in my water. I literally do this.
Hydrophobe, yeah. These 10
supplement needs.
Oh.
No. Electrolytes in my drink, and then I literally for about 2 hours, from about 6 in the morning, just going through my check-ins that I've got because I wake up with 20 fucking WhatsApps.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah,
it's just a like different level in it, but like
it
was good chatting with Nate as well because Nate was kind of the same, and it's like we're doing the right thing in terms of like how we structure our days and how much we work. Like I'm at a point now I've got quite a lot of people. You're the same. A lot of people competing this year. Yeah. Clients who are maybe like 8, 12 plus weeks out, checking in 2-3 times a week. Clients who are in peak weeks or 2 weeks out, checking in every morning. Yeah. And it's like obviously it's a lot of work, but like you love it. But it's cool like hearing that your day is the same, Nate's is the same. Like it's just high level athletes.
Any coach that again is like it's good that you do your 2 check-ins a week and stuff because how many coaches just got a check-in next week?
Yeah.
There's more to it. There's more to it, surely. Like, do you know what I mean?
Sure, like chatting. Obviously, you want to give the best service you can. You want people to be like, "Fucking hell, he's putting a lot of time and effort into me."
Don't get me wrong. When someone's in off season, you might be like, "Okay, look, we've just made some changes. We're good to go. Give me a check in 7 days." But like even in off season, if I make some like initial changes and I want to see how you respond, like, give me a check in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Let me know how you're getting on.
Yeah. But literally, then I'll the boys will get up for school. I'll show my face in the house because I've got a little cabin at the end of the garden. Show my face for them. Have breakfast around about 9. Get back to my check-ins. Probably train if I can around about, because I'm someone, I don't know if you're the same, I can't it pisses me off training when I've got check-ins left.
Yeah, I've got to do all my check-ins before I go and train.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've gone and trained and I do regularly when I've got check-ins, but I have a shit session.
Yeah, you're thinking about work.
Yeah. It's like this OCD, like, you know, where you want to clear your phone.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Yeah, it's you
can never have it like you can't.
I don't think I've seen zero WhatsApps since 2021.
Yeah.
You get there and you get another message. You get like,
and it's this year where I've learned myself to understand that.
I'm like learning that now. Like, I've literally every night, not long, like even probably up until it was definitely when I was prepping last year.
Yeah.
Every day I was like trying to make sure it was clear before bed.
Yeah.
And then I'd wake up and there's another 50 plus messages, and it's like, right, I've got to clear that now while I'm doing my cardio and my steps in the morning, and then I'm doing all my check-ins, and I'm trying to clear it in the evening. It's like you literally never stop. Never talk. Would not talk to Shannon. Yeah. I would never message my family.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
because you don't want to be on your phone anymore.
Yeah.
When you've
cleared it, I don't ever have my phone. Like, you've had your phone on you. Yeah. I never have my phone on me unless I'm actually on it. Yeah. I always put it away from me. Yeah. I don't have it in my pocket when I'm training. I have it away from me.
I have it like in my pocket.
I keep it in my tripod. I never even have my phone in my pocket. I don't like it touching me. Yeah. Like if I'm at the cinema, I'm like, put phone over there tonight. You hold it. Like because I see it buzz. It's like you constantly.
Don't disturb. Don't get me wrong. There's times where I'll go, right, okay, now it's family time.
Need to actually just completely switch. That's the thing as well, you've got kids, you've got a full family. For us, it's like, obviously,
the thing is, we spoke about at the start about being an athlete and a coach.
Yeah.
Try doing it with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Try doing it with,
not
saying,
I don't have a dad, so I'd just be like him.
But I'm not saying, it's she's hard work, but a wife as well.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, you've got to keep everyone happy, and it's tough. It's tough.
Carry on with your day. So you said you train. Have you found your like more optimal training time? Like, because I remember listening to a podcast. I mentioned it before. Matt Jansen said that one thing he did when he went from like being an athlete to being a full-time coach was he realised you add in a lot of time when it comes to like you have your pre-workout meal, it has to be perfect. You then go to the gym. He's on the drive to the gym and he's like focused on the session. He then has his post-workout meal. It turns out it's 6 hours of the day, 5 hours of the day that he's not working. Yeah. Are you a bit more efficient when it comes to like you'll just get a meal in, you don't really care too much, or you still?
But that's the thing for me now, because I'm not fucking competing and I haven't got that drive. It's like I just eat, train. I'm not
really can. Like,
I'm not bothered about doing my fucking meal an hour before, or do you know what I mean?
I'm not even in that. Like I have cream of rice pre and post. It takes me 2 minutes to make it. I don't even care how it's made anymore. I just fucking smash it in. Yeah. Like eat, we work in the car, get back to voice notes, like messaging clients when you're in the car. Like same when as soon as I finish training, I'm like, bang, straight back to it. Even when we're training. Usually filming, you're probably now and again, especially if you've got prep clients, peak week, message you, you're not going to be like,
I'm not going to leave it. You know why you won't leave it? Because you wouldn't want fucking to do. You wouldn't want someone to leave you if you was being coached. Yeah. Honestly, that's again, it's another reason.
Standard you set.
The standard I set is because I put myself in their situation. Like if I've fucking sent something to be looked at and I'm in fucking peak week, and fucking they've read it and they've fucking not got back to me, I'm like. Fuck that! Like I don't want my clients to feel like that. Yeah. I don't want my clients to feel like that.
That's weird. Like one thing I've always like said, especially within my training, is like when I train, that's like my time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to train. Yeah. But what the exception I have is when I've got clients in peak week. Yeah. Like if it's just an off-season message about whatever, like fair enough, I get back to it in 5 seconds. But also like if you get a message that stresses you out while you're training. Yeah. Takes away from your training, then you're pissed off about your training. So like
set off planning his week out.
Same. So like it is. Yeah, like I say, it's difficult to balance both.
But that's it. Honestly, that's. I'll come back from training. There's always something to do with work. Yeah. Like there's maybe 1 or 2 check-ins left, or you get that one straggler who hasn't fucking checked in with you.
Sorry, here it is.
Yeah. And I'm at that point with this year as well. With that as well. I'll message him and say I'll get back to you first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I just say
because
I'll get back to you this week.
Because that 7-8 o'clock
zaps your energy.
That's fucking my time, man.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in again that exception if someone's on peak week and you've asked them to send you pictures at night?
Definitely.
But what's the point in putting everything that we do in it? And you boys will know if you want to make it to the top as a coach, you got to there's so much you got to put into this game, all right? But what's the point in putting all this fucking work in if all you do every day is work,
not even like
work. Yeah. Because before you know it, 10 years has gone, and you're like, okay, I might be a bit further up the ladder with coaching, but I've just lost 10 years of my fucking life.
Yeah, and also you end up ruining relationships.
But yeah, 100%. So, again, that's not something that I managed well in my earlier years.
I think it's good that you don't manage it well.
Yeah.
We've said like you have to grind at the start. Like I feel like if you had, say again, this isn't a bad thing. If you had that mentality of like, right, 7 to 8 p.m. that's my time. When
would
you
I be here when I'm that?
No,
what the fuck?
We've had days. I remember like doing check-ins at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that now.
Yeah.
But when I started, it would be like, and sometimes you have to
do what I don't do.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah. Before we were in the car, we were travelling around in a big van, in a van, and we were
it was 8
sending
o'clock,
voice notes.
10 o'clock.
You do your check-in, I'll do mine.
Yeah.
And it's 10, 11 o'clock, and we're both getting back to clients still because we've been busy and doing stuff all day, getting back to clients from 6 a.m. and like. But then also, like, I fucking love that. You know, it's like, and I like it when a client's like, fucking hell, mate, like,
this is
brilliant.
This is brilliant.
Or like, you get back to a client in 2 minutes, like, especially again if it's a prep client and you've asked them, I want photos in the morning, and you get back to them straight away, and they're like, you messaged them at 8 p.m. and you got back to him at 6, and they're like, I went to bed and he's still working. Like, it's like, like,
that was one flex of me in prep last year. My sleep was shit, so it was like there was a few times where I woke up at like 3 a.m. The guys checked in the day before or the night before.
The problem is they expect it when you fucking got your sleep back. They're like, why are you fucking doing this?
They wake up at 6 and they're like, oh, thanks for the check-in, mate. And I'm like, yeah, I've been awake since.
I was back to like all my prep clients last year at like 4 a.m. and I was like, I'm not going to do this next year. Now it's like 6 and I'm like, this is late. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, no, and you know, I'm not saying that, and I'm guessing you guys are the same. It's like we're not sitting here saying that we get back to all our clients within 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
It's quality over quantity.
But like like I said, I've always got my phone on me. Okay, like you've noticed. Okay, if I get a message through and it's a client, quick read it. Yeah, it's not important.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something, if I'm doing something, if I'm working, if I'm checking in, if I'm with my family, I'll read it. Yeah, it's not important. I'll get back to it later on. If it's fucking important, then I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Especially as well, like when you've got, so like throughout the morning, I'll be obviously doing check-ins, and then you have WhatsApp on your laptop.
Yeah.
And whenever a quick message comes up, when you sent a check-in on WhatsApp and a message comes up, hey mate, just a quick question.
Yeah.
You can get back to me in like 30 seconds, and they're like,
of course you can. Yeah.
This guy's on it.
But it's because there's those cluster of coaches that actually do this full time. And then there's loads of coaches that have other jobs and do this on the side. They're the ones that are going to struggle to get back to you straight away and stuff. So I always say, if you're going to choose a coach, choose someone who's doing it full time.
Yeah.
Doing something full time. If you want decent responsive time, doing something full time. Go with someone who's doing this full time.
Yeah. Thing as well, like we were just saying then, like when it's, for example, like I don't know if do you have like your clients send over like a lot of their training clips or.
You tell them to, but when they're doing that.
Yeah,
but like, again, I think that is an awesome thing to do in your earlier years. But when your clients get better and better and better, you don't really need to fucking see their fucking training.
What I was about to say. So like in terms of response times, I'll always say to my clients, like, if you're sending me a full round of training clips, like I'll always get back to you as soon as I can. You'll definitely have feedback before the next session.
Yeah.
But if they send me a question about like, oh hey mate, this meal's not digesting well, would you recommend a change? I'll get back to you like,
of course. Yeah.
If you're sending training clips, that might not be straight away. But then like clients get that mixed up and they're like, well, I sent you all my training clips. You not got back to me in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, you expect me to watch a full session.
You're not doing that session for another week.
In 5 minutes. Like. But yeah, I do get that as well. Like we have always said, like one of the things that we pride ourselves on within our coaching is like making sure that we're really happy with how our clients train, and that when people see them train, they're like, fucking hell, they train really well.
Yeah.
But also, like you say, when a client has already got a shit ton of muscle and an elite physique, who signs up with you, let's say 3-6 months before a prep, you're not going to be like, I need to see all your training, because they've already built a great physique.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, videos that I want to see is just I want to see if someone's still training hard.
Yeah.
I'll say to them, because I am, you'd have seen as well. I think you guys do as well. I do a lot of in-person stuff.
Yeah.
I do a lot of in-person stuff. Like I tell my clients, whenever you want to come and see me, please come and see me. I want to see you.
Yeah. Makes a massive difference.
Massive difference. But normally, if I ask for a video, and I'll specifically say, do not change your training intensity for this video. I want to see how you normally train.
Yeah.
And you've seen it before. You may have seen it before. Where they'll send you a club like, mate, you got fucking 2 or 3 reps in you there.
Yeah.
Come on, let's that. But that's the only videos that I really get nowadays.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to looking at someone's fucking form and stuff, that everyone's pretty much.
Yeah, if they're at the level like.
They're already doing. Yeah, they're already there.
But yeah, in terms of like in-person stuff, obviously we'll see like you have clients at Derby or at like.
It's more, 9 times out of 10. It's Shreds. Or Premier.
Yeah. But no, we'll try and do it as often as we can. Like even like we travel to the coach, so clients you go to the shed to see Jacob and stuff. Like it does make a massive difference, doesn't it? I think as well, like your clients appreciate that a lot. Yeah. If you're like actually want to see you, and I'll come and see you. Like
WhatsApp can only do so much.
Mate, it helps so much. How often do you see a client? You go, fucking hell, yeah, you're further behind than I thought.
I've said to you at the start, the whole thing with Neil, it's like you took photos and you're like, I look better than that, or I look worse than that. Mm-hmm. And I've had clients come and see me, and I'm like, and I've been digging on, and they've come and saw me, I'm like, oh, we're fucking closer than what I thought we were.
Yeah. Or the other way around.
Or the other way around. Yeah. You know,
we need to push.
The majority of you guys and girls are going to want to take photos
the best that they can
in the best lighting, in the best light, and that's all good. This is why I always say, just do them outside. There's no lighting there. Just if I can get you looking peeled outside, we're on. We're on.
You can get them looking peeled in awful lighting.
We're on.
You ever been to Warehouse Gym in Leicester?
I have when I first moved to Leicester.
The changing room is like where you pose.
They haven't got showers or anything, though.
Yeah, no, nothing. No, but like they literally, we like in your prep and then my prep.
You go in, I hate myself.
You literally look at yourself and like be like, I look awful. It's so hard. But like it gets.
It's a good gym, though.
Yeah,
it's a good gym.
It's a decent gym. Yeah, it had so much potential. It has so much potential.
It's got some decent new kit now.
Have
some gym like
When did you go? When
I 6-7 years ago.
Okay, because now since 2021 they changed all their kit around slightly, so it's like they got rid of some live fitness stuff and they brought in some Watson shite.
Right, okay.
So mixed in, we stopped training there, but we used to pose there, especially when I was prepping in 2021. Yeah. And I remember literally I'd go to Rotherham Monday, Tuesday, Ultraflex, and lighting there, the posing rooms. I was like, oh, fucking class. I'm on point. And then I literally would get to the point on I'd go there Thursday, and I was like, what the fuck's happened? I'm behind. You'd literally be like, because it was like my first proper prep, I didn't realise oh yeah, you look different in different lights.
See, as a coach as well, you kind of know all these gyms that have got good lighting. So when your clients take a bit, when clients,
I say no, don't send photos there.
When clients go to Ultraflex Rotherham, is that Cuba's gym, right?
Yeah.
When they go to there and you get a toilet fucking check-in from that in that corner in the UI, I'm like, okay, you look good. But okay, all right, I know that amplifies it.
It's pretty good there. I was checking in there.
Yeah. I remember.
I look back and I'm like, look better than I do now.
I remember young Ollie sent me little Ollie from.
You prepping him now, aren't you?
Yeah. When he sent me visuals from
you're like, fuck, is
it? Fucking hell, you look absolutely peeled, mate. Yeah. But yeah, you just if I'll always say to my clients, like, please send me pictures outside in the natural light. Just do them there. You might not like them, but if we can get you looking decent there, imagine what we can get you looking, what you're gonna look like under the lights.
You said as well, you did a reel today, didn't you, about like fasted photos versus post-workout,
exactly
and the difference.
Yeah, exactly that.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
exactly that.
Right, should we get into questions?
Sure thing.
Okay, I'll go through the ones that we got that are mainly for you, or that mainly include you, because we got some that are just standard.
Whenever we do them, Jesus Christ, Josh Campbell.
This is quite a good one. Right. So, hardest win you've ever achieved. So the most work you've had to put in with a client, or the client's had to put in to get a win or get a result. Like, let's say you had a client who started in a really bad spot, and how hard have you had to push someone?
Jermaine. I mean, honestly, if you could see go onto my Instagram. Okay. Go onto my Instagram and look at one of the pinned ones at the top with Jermaine. Look where he was at the start.
I'm sure I've seen it. I only got 3G apparently.
Not be able to see. Give us a sec. What are we talking when it comes to what? Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah,
mate. If you watch that, how he changed through his prep was nuts. But I always knew what was underneath it.
Yeah. You see, getting crazy.
It was nuts, and he had to work, man. He had to work. He had his little daughter. I remember sometimes he was messaging me whilst he was doing cardio with his newborn next to him. He said, he had to graft. So if that's kind of where the question's going with that, he had to graft.
That was probably the hardest one.
Yeah, he had to.
But within that question, like in terms of, I think this is something I was speaking with people at the weekend. There's a couple of coaches I was chatting with, and we were sort of saying about like now people are too scared to push people in a prep because of like the reputation that you can get from it in terms of like what they did what, and it's like well they were fat. Yeah. Like would I rather not push them and they'd be fat on stage?
Claire?
Yeah. She's ridiculous.
She's on 850 calories at some points.
Yeah. She's tired.
But if you hear like nowadays,
people don't understand
it's a stigma
because
1,000 calories.
I could give a fuck because I just showed the results.
Yeah. And also, she is like 5 foot.
Of course,
like so, but people go what? 8 feet? Like, whereas we're like, she probably needs to get to that.
I think it's an area for me that this whole fucking fatigue shit and being scared to push your clients is the fucking reason why you're not getting any fucking results. Yeah. You're not getting any results. I would take the risk on any day of the week on pushing my client beyond what they want to push to ensure they get the results. Because trust me, they'll regret it more when they're on stage and they're fat.
Yeah. That is one thing that as well, like last year that I realised, like when I did really sort of, I was like, right, I'm going to have to like push myself harder than I even thought I would. And I felt like utter shit, like awful, worst I've ever felt.
There's always more you can do.
But then when I came out of that, I looked incredible and I was like, fucking hell.
I
looked sick. I was I never thought I'd see myself like get that lean or like, I was like, fair play. Like,
absolutely. Don't get me wrong, listen, we're all fucking human and we all give a shit about most of us give a shit about our clients. So when we have to do these,
you almost like, I'm sorry, bro.
You're like, this is gonna hurt. Yeah. This is gonna hurt.
I always like try and explain like
this is gonna hurt, and they're like, I'm like, I wish I could relate because I can get peeled on like 300 grams of carbs, but this is gonna hurt you. This is gonna hurt you because it's all context as well. Because let's say, for example, my 300 grams of carbs probably feels like your 0.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always you're always gonna have that fucking, is it humanity?
Yeah, you're going to have that humanity and that care for your clients, but also what's more important, caring.
It's an extreme sport. It's an extreme sport. Like, you ain't getting through it healthy. No, you ain't going to be feeling like fucking. You ain't going to feel like skipping into your fucking show.
No.
Like now, I do think that, especially with, in both sort of enhanced and natural realms, but I feel like even more so in the natural realm, it's like. Everybody's scared to actually feel like they're prepping.
Yep.
Everybody's scared to actually push. Everybody's scared to lose more than 1% a week because that's not optimal. And it's like, you're
I feel
fat.
like it's the other way. It used to be the other way around. I remember in my first prep, I was like, if I feel good, I'm not doing enough.
I'm still there now.
It used to be.
And I actually, and that's another thing that I'm quite fucking smug about. Like clients will say to me, Zach, I'm feeling too fucking like we need to push harder. Because they know what sort of guy I am. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, sometimes I've got to go, you're absolutely fine. Yeah. You don't need to push anymore. But it's nice to have that clientele.
I like when clients say that.
I'll always, those are the clients that get peeled.
Yeah.
The ones that don't fight decisions. The ones that you don't say, we're going to do more cardio. Oh, more cardio.
Yeah.
Or you take food away. Oh, but I'm going to be hungry. Like the clients that don't do it, the clients that you give a change and you're like, right, we're going to push now. The ones that go, let's fucking have it. Salute, thumbs up, whatever. Yeah, let's fucking have it. Yeah. Those are the ones that get fucking peeled.
Yeah. They're the ones that are excited because they think they see a food drop as, oh no, not hard. It's like, okay, cool, more condition.
Let's go. Yeah. I always know when I have clients that push against that, I'm like, this is going to be
difficult.
hard.
Do you think there's more people coming into it now though, because bodybuilding is becoming more popular?
Yeah.
When I got into it, in my gym, I knew 2 people that competed, 3 people that competed, and nowadays it's like you go into a gym and like every fucker's competing.
Don't compete.
And do you think nowadays there's more people because bodybuilding is extreme?
Yeah.
And I feel like nowadays, because people get into it, the kind of access is higher. Yeah. It's almost a case where mentally, like back in the day, like when I got into it, it was more so like the people that competed were the extreme ones. Right. Nowadays, I think people going into it almost thinking, oh, I can do it. And they realise the demands, and it's the reason why they don't want to push hard. Yeah. Because it's not for everybody. And if it's not for you, cool. There's no issue with that.
Yeah,
just don't be competitive with it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same reason why people are fucking cheating on their diet more. Yeah. They're binging. They have awful eating habits.
I think one of the biggest the reasons why bodybuilding is busy is because of this, but also the reason why there's a lot of people that shouldn't be prepping is social media.
Yeah.
It's a good thing because it's got bodybuilding. It's put it on a pedestal.
Yeah.
but it's also got people every Tom, Dick, and Harry who goes to the fucking gym for a couple of months. I want to compete now. I want to try it, and that's cool if you want to do it. But and there's also not enough coaches out there going, not yet.
Yeah. I also think as well, like with the relationship with food and bodybuilding, like it's all around peak week and post show, and everybody's does YouTube post show food.
Grinds me.
Yeah,
it grinds me when it grinds.
Sorry, I jumped in. Sorry.
It grinds me when clients are telling me what they're going to eat post show, and we're not even fucking done your show yet.
Yeah.
Like I get it, and I've also been there when I first did it on Instagram, fucking searching all the fucking food porn and shit. Yeah. Like, but I've been there, but that's why I can relate now. And I'm like, look, you do not want to be doing that.
Yeah.
Like, don't be thinking about that fucking 6 weeks out. Yeah. Like, it's going to make shit even fucking harder. But yeah.
What did they say in the PCA?
No, so Cam, I had a client who won junior physique the other day, and is it Adriano? Yeah. Whatever. Not really nice dude.
The guy with the fucking long hair. Yeah.
And he was like the leanest on stage by a mile. So of course you're gonna fucking think to him like he's gonna be hungry because he's fucking peeled. Yeah. And like Adriano, I think he's a really nice guy. But like his second question was, "What food you gonna have tonight?" And at most PCA shows, and I know this isn't his fault. It might be where he's given a script, but like most PCA shows now, there's like fucking cookies, there's donuts and shit. Yeah. There's literally like you probably don't go to that many PCA shows. I'm guessing it's more so like Two Bros and stuff. But like literally, you walk out. There's the one in Birmingham, the PCA town hall. There's literally you walk out and there's like a fucking donut stand straight in front of you. Yeah. And I remember like my mum said it at one of the shows. It was like it's like walking out of rehab and then seeing a guy on the side being like, "Hey mate, you want this powder? You want this? You want these pills?" No, and I completely understand. Yeah. But it's like when your second question, you just want a class, and it's not, "Oh, what have you done to like? How have you got here?" It's what are you gonna eat. And yeah, it's just I think nowadays it's almost where people are just thinking about the food afterwards. Yeah. And again, it's no surprise that like we've all probably done diets where we've fucking been idiots afterwards, and we've ate a bit too much shit, and like maybe even preps. Most of my diets when I was a teenager fucked up completely. Yeah. But you learn from it, and then you get into being competitive within bodybuilding because you actually get some control under it. Yeah. Where nowadays, like I'm seeing, like I remember at my first show, bikini girls literally having like bags of food, like they're taking suitcases, and I remember this girl opening this food, and I was like,
half the suitcase is
literally food.
Like for show days, like.
And then it makes people think that's normal, and it's like that's not normal.
But that's not really unhealthy. It doesn't even make people think that's normal. It actually gets people into the sport. Yeah, that's the worst thing. People actually get into the sport
so they can eat shit.
So they can basically like kind of make their eating disorder normal. Wow. Like, no, that's
mental.
But it's true, isn't it? Like that is where we're at the minute, and it's like this is fucked. Like people are starting bodybuilding to eat post show. Like what the fuck? Ridiculous. Right. So that's where we're
at. Matt LeMay has asked. He actually asked two questions. He goes, "What makes a good client?" But we've already kind of answered that. So
you make
you make a good client, brother.
And then he also said football or bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding.
Really? Do you still watch football?
Oh yeah.
We talk more about football on this than bodybuilding.
Who do you support?
Liverpool.
Oh,
I remember you saying in Premier.
Yeah.
I'm a United fan.
United, yeah. It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're so shit. They're so shit. See, I'm from an era where Man United were class,
that's
mate.
I was young, so I was at school when they were like destroying Liverpool.
That's why I chose them.
And when we beat you 4-1 was it Old Trafford where Desena chipped and Gerrard kissed the camera? Yeah. I remember I went into school the following day and I was like literally just walking around being like, fuck you guys, because everyone was a United fan in my school. I was like the only Liverpool fan.
I think most people from around my age group are United fans.
Yeah.
People probably 5 years younger than me. A lot of City fans. People a couple of years younger than me. Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
Like when you're growing up, whoever's doing well, like.
Well, my first memories of supporting Liverpool was when Bruce Grobbelaar was in goal.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember. I've never seen him play, but I remember like hearing about him.
Bruce Grobbelaar in goal.
Yeah.
One of my favourite players was Vinnie Jones.
Yeah. I'm guessing you saw like Stevie G come through. You probably would have been 10. I'm guessing. Maybe
he was class.
Yeah.
Favourite striker was always Fernando Torres.
Yeah. The first heartbreak for me. That was when they sold him out. That was like the one. That and Coutinho was like.
Sold him at a good time though.
Yeah.
Sold him at a great time because he was
naff before his injuries.
His hamstrings, because Fernando Torres was always power and pace. Yeah. Power and pace.
See him now. He's jacked.
He's huge.
He's jacked now. Honestly, he's massive. Like he looked.
Have you not seen
mate,
him?
honestly.
Oh mate, yeah, he's
I'll find a photo.
huge.
No, he's just doing it, does he?
Honestly, mate,
fair play to him.
he's defo jumped on some sports TRT.
Mate,
He's
Honestly,
definitely got some tribulus.
He's like that guy at semi-pro level who trains a bit, and you go, he's on gear.
yeah.
He was always a unit though, wasn't he? He was like Drogba.
Yeah.
He was like,
But he was more sleek version, I feel like. He was more a bit like aesthetics. You never saw him as like a unit. I remember watching him in person. When he played for Chelsea, it was like I think it was Liverpool v Chelsea. I went there, and I remember thinking, "Fuck, he's massive. Like he's not small."
Yeah.
And
I think he was a lot more streamlined when he played for Liverpool.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah. But yeah, he was my. I fucking
Who's your favourite Liverpool player, if you were to say? Like,
it would probably be Stevie G or Torres.
yeah.
What about everybody?
Yeah,
Stevie
no, but
G.
Torres was like the first that made you proper fall in love with. Like,
I remember football, man. I used to wear the fucking the boots that he wore, the 90s that he wore, the fucking the ankle sock. He was the first one that I saw wearing where we used to cut our socks up and we used to put our ankle socks and tape it up. Like he was my I call my fucking dog Fernie.
Like El Nino.
Fernando.
Who's your favourite player away from Liverpool? Because I'm guessing maybe like R9 Ronaldo was probably similar, like year wise to when you were getting into it.
He was class. He was fucking real class. You got your Del Piero and Zidane and
it's when like the Italian teams.
That's
were
like just
the Italian
our age group in it.
Maldini and Cannavaro at the back. Sergio Ramos, what a
Nesta
player. Yeah, Nesta.
It's good times. Football's like dead now in comparison, isn't it?
It is.
You've got robots like Haaland, and you look back in the day, and you've got like absolute phenoms up front.
People will fucking slay me for this, but I don't rate Haaland.
I don't think many people do. If you think
Just
about other than the goal scorer, doesn't get you off your seat.
Yeah, he's not. Doesn't
See
he?
if you can get Fernando Torres photos up because I can't.
Sad.
This is from Alfie. Alfie T Farmer. How do you expect Ado to do at his first Olympia? What are you going to say? Shit. Like, this is my client.
Dead last.
Thing is with Ado, if I'm going on physique, I think this kid's like this year, first Olympia, I would like to say I want to fucking win. But I want to win, but you got to be realistic because it's a business as well.
Yeah, no one's going to come into the first Olympia.
So me and Ado, when we talk, we're fucking going for it, boy. Like we want it all. But yeah, I think he'll be in the top 10.
That'd be class. First Olympia, you can't lie.
Me and Ado also know that he needs a little bit more chest, and we've already spoke about that. As soon as we're done with this little season, because we ain't done yet, we'll go into a little bit of a. He's a freak. He grew on prep. He'll keep growing. We'll try and put a bit more on his chest before Olympia.
Metaphor protocol.
Yeah, we will. We will put him on. We will put some more chest in him before Olympia. I'm just excited to get him there and just honestly, like, this kid's a fucking freak. His ratios, like, again, the amount of people that said to me his arm's too big. We just sort his posing out. He hasn't trained arms for fucking at least a year. He's just so good, and with his physique, I'm like, this kid could go all the way. He could go all the way, but it's patience.
Yeah,
it's
and he's young, isn't he?
Yeah, just got to play the game.
Right, this is one we could have the whole night. Biggest gripes / dislikes within the bodybuilding scene currently. Come on, name 3. I feel like you're quite an opinionated guy.
Yeah,
you've got a fair few.
I think there's too many. That's why I can't pick and pick.
Just go through your reels. Just go on Zach's Instagram and just go on his reels.
Yeah.
Fucking fuck.
Have I sworn much?
Yeah, a good amount.
Have I?
Not as many as I thought.
Do a fucking timer. We'll do a foot counter.
Yeah.
This is Torres now.
His neck.
Oh God,
yeah.
Well, he's not. I mean, he looks pretty jacked there.
Fair play to him.
Let's get him for coaching, mate.
Let's get him mental physique.
Imagine Fernando Torres. Welcome to the team. Like El Nino, like 9.
Welcome. Here's a new Avenger. Fernando Torres.
I've on a consort with him. He'd be like starstruck.
Yeah, he'd be like, mate, I loved you.
Well, I'll pay you.
Fernando Torres.
Someone like Mesut Ozil, he's got into going to the gym now.
Has
Have
he?
you seen that?
No.
Mesut Ozil. Yeah.
No.
He's got like a proper Debo face. It's
Has
odd.
he?
Yeah. Look, fatter cheeks than me.
Not surprising, to be fair. Imagine finishing your career and then being like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Getting to the gym.
I bet it's hard. I bet it's so hard for him.
Yeah.
I bet it's so hard for him. Okay, so likes in the industry.
Yeah. No, it was dislikes, but you can say likes.
Okay, no, we'll go dislikes.
Okay,
There's a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more. Not many likes.
Dislikes. We touched on it. People just getting into it for the for the gram.
Yeah.
You can see it. I can see the ones that get in for the gram and the ones that actually fucking want to do it. That's one. The lack of fucking discipline people have, that fucking gripes me. Like, again, it probably goes to the first point of doing it for the wrong reasons, because if you're doing it for the right reason, you'll have it. But the lack of discipline that some people have. I know it's fucking hard, and I know it is. And maybe we see more of people failing now because there's more people doing it. So it's another thing. But yeah, as a coach, I'd probably say clients that just don't tell you the fucking truth.
Yeah.
The ones that literally lie to you.
Do you have to, like, how often do you have those conversations where you either just like ask or you just say, I know
Do
you're
you know what?
bullshitting?
Do you know what I've got? It's an acquired skill. I've got like this sense. You boys might have it. I'm just like, you're not sticking to the plan, and I just say to them, you're not sticking to the plan. One of my downfalls, but not so a downfall dependent on the person, is I'll go in at clients. I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, I can tell you're not fucking sticking to the fucking plan. Yeah. Like, fucking come on, sort your fucking shit out.
ZAC said the camera cut off, guys, and he was literally like, "Oh, I've got one.
I've got one more." The whole fucking pro card thing.
Yeah.
There's too many people saying, "I'm gonna get a fucking pro card. I want this pro card. My next show, I ain't even fucking done a show yet. Not won a show. Not won a regional yet. Like there's with anything in life, there's steps to where you want to fucking get to, right? If you want to become an IFBB pro or whatever fucking federation you do it in, yes, okay, it's fucking easier to get in some fucking. I've seen some pro cards given out for 5th place.
Miami,
it's fucking nuts, mate. I'm like,
okay, in your serial lot.
Yeah, but I'm just going to talk about IFBB, obviously, because that's the only way to the Olympia, all right, and that's the big stage. Okay, so if you want to be an IFBB pro, there's fucking levels to it. You got to pay your fucking dues, get your fucking stripes. Like, the first thing you need to be thinking about, if it's your first ever show, is I just want to go and look my best. I just want to go and
get on stage.
I want to get on stage, and I want to see what I look like. Then you can go. That's when your journey starts, because that's when you know. That's when you know what improvements need to be made. Someone can't come to you with fucking 20% body fat and you go, yeah, you need this to. You need to get peeled first, and then you know what's there. Then your next show should be after you've put years of graft of making those improvements that you need to be competitive at a regional. Once you win your regional fucking class, whether it be bodybuilding, whether it be your height class in men's physique or bikini, whatever, and you're in overalls and you're battling in overalls quite regular, you can talk about going to a pro qualifier. Once you're in a pro qualifier and you've done the same, you've won your classes, you're dancing in the overall. Now you can start putting that tag on and go, I'm fucking pushing for a pro card now.
Yeah.
I'm pushing for a pro card now. Until then, those words should not be fucking in your mouth, because it is a prestigious thing. There is only a small amount of people getting that pro card, but not only that, is you're setting yourself up for a fucking huge disappointment. A huge disappointment. Like, it's fucking. I had a conversation with a lad who went in. I took him on about 6-7 weeks out. Still working with me. A Turkish lad. He was when he first, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get you to this show, but let's do first timers. If you want to do open, that's cool, but you need a little bit more muscle. All right. mate, the amount of times he said to me in those 6 weeks, "No, we can win this. We can get a pro card." He's never done a show before. The fact that you can do a pro qualifier is just because where you're from, there's no regionals.
Yeah.
But that's the problem, you see. Now, I don't know if it was like this when you guys first started competing, but you had to place top 3 to go to the British finals. So those at the British finals were always pretty good.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's just you can go and do a pro qualifier if you've done a regional. Maybe that's why people are just missing out this whole regional thing, and they're saying, "Oh, these regionals don't fucking matter, blah. They're just a tick in the box." No. That regional is where you're going to go and prove yourself to be worthy of going to battle in a pro qualifier. And I'll say that to my fucking clients now. Yeah. Like I will say that to my clients now. If someone reaches out to you and says, "My goal is to be a pro," and let's just say they've never competed before. It's cool if that's your overall goal. That's cool. You ain't competing for a long time.
I had a guy literally say that to me. I was saying to you, there's a guy in the gym that I was telling him about genetics, and he applied. And he was like, "I want to win a pro card. I want to win an overall in bodybuilding or classic naturally."
Yeah.
And I was like, and fair, like, bless him, this guy's 18, kid, small, probably trained for a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's great, like, but you'll probably be chasing this goal down for the next 10 plus years."
Yeah.
Like, and that's where he was at. Like, he wasn't genetically gifted.
Yeah.
He asked me, like, "How do you know if I'm not genetically gifted?" And I just said to him, I was like, "You know those kids at school that are just good at everything, that are bigger and stronger than you? Them."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh shit, yeah." And I was like, that's where we're at. Like, you know, in terms of, you get kids who watch their favourite influencer on social media win a pro card on their YouTube, and they go, "I can do that."
Yeah.
And it's like, it's nice that you have that goal, but would you watch? Again, like I always say, like, imagine like watching Michael Jordan going, "I could be Michael Jordan."
Yeah.
No, mate, you're 4'8". Like, you're not going to be Michael Jordan. Like, that's where. But with bodybuilding, it seems more possible. It seems like it's achievable because this guy just started training like I've started training.
All I need to do is get shredded.
Yeah, you need muscle, mate.
all I need to do is get shredded, and then they think that they've got the defining right to win a fucking show. Well, the other fucking 10 people are shredded, and if they've got more muscle than you, fucked.
Even if they're not shredded, if you've got a lot more muscle than you, the amount of
exactly,
time,
there's more factors,
muscle wins.
But that is probably one of my biggest grinds, and I reckon I've probably definitely lost clients before because of it.
Yeah,
because I've said
grounded them a bit. Yeah,
we've lost clients from being maybe too harsh, but I'd class it as being honest, being like a good coach, not like blowing like smoke up their arse.
I'd rather them not join me and then go and say to someone else, "I didn't join ZAC because he told me I wouldn't get a fucking pro card." Yeah. Rather than take him on, not get a pro card, and say, "I didn't get one. ZAC told me I was going to fucking get one, but I didn't get one."
Well, it's like anybody who, for example, if someone came up to us and started chatting shit about you and said about that, we'd be like, "No, he's right."
Yeah.
Like anybody who's in the know or like understands bodybuilding, they'll be like, "Oh, you're being a bit of an idiot."
Yeah.
They're not going to go, "Oh yeah, Zach's like such a shit coach because he told you that you're not going to win a pro card yet, that you need time."
Yeah.
Well, bad advice. Like,
it's just that's my biggest one.
Yeah. Miles Addison. Reese's nemesis. Yeah.
Miles Addison.
Yeah, the guy that beat you. And Reese keeps saying, "No, I didn't."
He was in the overall. He didn't win the overall.
When did Miles beat you?
He was in the overall. I won the class.
He was in the class when there was no one else in the class.
Yeah.
You remember the show that Reese was at when his back was fat? You were there.
Yeah, you had.
My guy beat you.
Yeah.
What,
in your class?
Yeah, which is mad because I did the PCA show the week before, and he was like so over complimentary. Yeah. And then afterwards, I spoke to him. And he
said to me. I remember now. He said to me, "I'm not going to win. Reese is doing it. I'm not going to win." Reese. I was like, "You fucking will, mate. I feel you will, mate. You're fucking mate. Get on that fucking stage. You will." And I remember when he come off stage, and I went to him. Fucking told you you'd fucking beat him.
Told you Reese's back was fat.
I told you his fucking back was fat.
Exactly.
Look, you should have listened to me when I told you to sort your back shot out.
Oh yeah. No, but I did listen.
No, you didn't. No, you fucking you
didn't. You went and broke my gym pin.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I remember coming over to you.
Yeah.
And I think you were both posing, right?
I think I was.
You were both posing, right? And I went. Try and lean back a little bit. Was it not to lean back so much? I think you were leaning back a lot, and I was like, don't lean back so much. And you didn't even say anything to me, mate. You literally just went...
No, I didn't. No,
You fucking did, mate.
No. I don't think I've ever. No. I think
you-
I literally went, okay, cheers, mate. I was probably smashed at that point.
Yeah,
I don't think I've
I never walk away from that conversation. Well, what a fucking prick.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not mean.
Yeah.
I don't think I was rude at that point. I apologise if I came across rude. No. I think
That's the thing, though,
literally.
like, you can easily have
Yeah.
you can easily have a perception of someone
Yeah.
because you've had one conversation,
Yeah.
one chat with them in a prep, or you've had one interaction with them and gone, fucking hell, he's a dick.
No, I remember just being like, it was, you know, when you like 4 weeks out and you literally like smashed at the end
I
of
was
the
like, I'm
session.
just trying to. I remember saying to her, I was just trying to fucking help him out.
Oh, I didn't. Film, you would have said to me if I was rude. I feel like
don't
you would have
think
said.
I
I don't think.
realised,
I
but-
think I would have just gone. All right, cheers, mate. Thanks. Like, because you know when you just smash at the end of a session and
Yeah,
you
but
just, the last thing you
anyway,
want is.
Anyway, don't lean back so much.
Okay, cool. Oh, to be fair, I'm not doing physique again.
Don't lean back so much.
130 kilos. I don't need to do physique. I don't think I'll be able to.
So yeah, anyway, Miles asked,
Yeah.
when Zach goes to Turkey, is he planning on getting a hair transplant while he's there?
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
So I've been rinsed now. You've been rinsed.
Yeah. Just
So I
if
didn't
if you're watching Miles, shut the fuck up.
He
Is
used
Miles
to-
the
yeah, he
footballer?
used to play
Yeah, I
for
don't know
Derby.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Derby.
Finn told me.
Yeah, George was telling me.
Derby.
How old is he? Because he looks quite young.
No, he's not. No.
Nah, he's old, bro.
Early
He's
30s.
old.
No, he's I think early 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Early
So
30s.
when he played for Derby, did he like have a decent career or?
I think he did. Then he went to Scotland.
Okay.
He said to me he went to Scotland and didn't really enjoy it up there.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a centre back for Derby.
Yeah, George
Yeah.
said he used to have a, little George
Yeah.
that trains at
Yeah.
the Premier. Said he had a shirt
With Anderson on the back, didn't he?
Yeah, he talks to him now, and he's like,
Fucking
it's
hell.
class, yeah.
That's brilliant.
If you could only coach one male class and one female's class, which would it be and why?
Not men's physique. Yeah.
Men's physique, and then for females.
Females. See, I've obviously been working with Sophie now for a while, and I'm finding that class very, very interesting.
Mm.
But then second one, I don't know. Yeah, figure. Yeah, I'm gonna go figure.
Ooh, I do like men's physique. I've always liked men's physique, but I think overall, I think bodybuilding's a bit more fun.
I
And
like
it's a little
men's
bit more tricky, I think, in my opinion.
Do you know
Because
what?
the bigger dudes.
Do you know what I've got? I've got obviously 70% of my clientele is 80% of my clientele is men's physique.
Yeah.
And I've got figure, I've got a few classic, got a few bodybuilders, but men's physique. I mean, I love it all.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's all
I
forms of
fucking
bodybuilding,
love
isn't
it all.
it?
And when
Yeah.
it comes to the female classes, figure obviously been working with Sophie, and it's very, very interesting. I mean, these girls have got a lot of fucking muscle,
Mm.
a lot of fucking muscle. I think wellness is pretty fucking savage. That's cool. Bikini's a tough one. I mean, I've got one bikini client.
Mm.
I've got one bikini client, but I like it because she's fucking grafter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I get attracted to that hard work.
It doesn't matter what class you do if you're if you work hard.
I get like Sophie's a grafter. Like I get attracted to that hard work. The reason why I'm so busy in men's physique is because of my success in it,
Yeah.
and because I've got a huge passion because I used to do men's physique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just how you attract what you are, don't you? It's another off topic there. It's like coaching. It's like you attract. You sell yourself. Everyone's knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what the fuck they're doing, but you sell you. People buy into you. People buy into you. People buy into you. People who work with you buy into who you are more as a person. You know what I mean? As long as you can prove that you've got the fucking results, the next thing is I've got one off track there, but yeah.
No, it's good.
I think I do like you say I enjoy prepping men's physique.
Yeah, I do.
Clients,
But
I'd say bodybuilding and then
You guys do a lot of
Probably
natty, don't you?
figure.
You're doing that. You're doing
A
that.
little bit less
like,
for me.
yeah,
I'd say probably like
95% natty.
yeah. For me, it's probably like I'd say I coach more natties, but I get more enhanced clients on stage. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like usually the people that come to me are like the ones that probably want to transition,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh cool, I want to like get a coach who's probably done it because I've been quite relevant in the last few years of
Right.
going from like probably natty to then doing okay
Yeah.
and then putting on a bit of muscle. So they probably
Yeah.
look at me and think, and also social media wise and
Yeah.
that. Where
You
Finn's
still
like,
coach natties, don't you?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd say-
a fair few.
Yeah.
I'd say 60% of my clients are natty, but
Yeah.
I'd probably say the competitive ones for this year, I think I've got like 24 that are planned to be on stage, and I'd say like 20 of them are enhanced, 18 of them,
Yeah,
18
yeah.
to 20 of them are enhanced.
Yeah.
But like I've coached more natties. if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. I do find the naturals very, again, just as fascinating as the assisted.
Yeah.
I do. some of the condition that some of these nights can get into is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But I have only got a handful now. I usually have a lot more, but I've only got a handful now. Lewis is doing really well in the night scene.
Lewis Jones, great night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lewis still that, yeah.
Yeah, Lewis Jones, great natural athlete.
Oh no, yeah. But yeah, he's got some good guys in the night. He had a real good year last year. But yeah.
You got any more questions?
No, I'll wrap it up there. The ones that we've got was like just the standard things we've already answered.
How much protein to have and
just like what resources do you? It was one. What resources do you use as a bodybuilding coach? It's like just fucking WhatsApp and screencast or something like that.
Like what resources do you learn from? Maybe they meant what you learn from.
Yeah, maybe, I think it was actually just resources they use. So yeah,
your phone,
your
phone and your laptop.
Do you know? Most IFBBs, most pros, they want their plan on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
They don't want to use Google Sheets.
Yeah.
Imagine. I wonder if Chris Bumstead uses Google Sheets.
No. He was what he told in person.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Cool. Do you know what? It's a good thing because it's a quality of service. Like your clients feel as if they're getting a little bit more value, but there's fucking no difference to Google Sheets or you plan on Word or you plan on WhatsApp.
No. When you were coached by Neil, was that on like email or was that like a text or WhatsApp? Yeah.
I quite like on my like sheets I'll even have like a peak week sheet and a show day sheet or whatever, but still just message them what they're doing, and then I'll just put it's on your sheets if you want to have a look. But it's also right there on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I have notes. I have notes on there, but most like going to peak weeks, everything's on the phone. Everything's on the phone. Cool.
We'll wrap it up there. Anything that you want to leave us on, mate? Anything you want to get cancelled upon?
Plug? Nah.
No?
You know me, I'm just fucking... I've got nothing to plug away. Titan Store, supplements. Yeah. ZAC 10.
There you go.
Use that, there you go. Yeah. I never put that code anywhere. Who else we got? Gasp.
Oh, yeah.
ZAC 15.
Yeah, but I feel like they have like Gas 15 anyway. You can just apply it.
I've never actually. They've got like an affiliate thing. I've never actually gone on to see if.
So you could be owed millions.
But
imagine like hundreds of thousands of pounds.
But no, Gasp obviously. Pro Coach. I'm not going to sit here and plug Pro Coach because.
Don't need to.
Thank you, Callum. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we don't need to plug Pro Coach. But yeah.
Where to find you? Just Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah.
ZAC at Team Pro Coach.
Do you have a YouTube or anything like that? Have you ever done YouTube or
I
anything?
have done before, but I just haven't got fucking time.
Yeah.
Like we've got a Pro Coach one now where every now and then we'll all jump on one. Me and Callum, we did start a podcast. We're gonna do. We said that we're gonna do one this week, but whether it happens now, because obviously he's over in Toronto at the minute with Naz just getting the
we'll have to get him on.
Yeah,
he's exciting.
Yeah. That's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time as always, mate. Thank you for making the trip. It's not too long. It's about an hour drive, he said. So not too long. Yeah, it's pretty long. It's pretty long.
It's an hour, mate.
Yeah. It's an hour for us.
It's now about 2 hours. It's pretty fucking long, mate.
Yeah, I'm the one who just has a 2-minute drive. So yeah, thank you as always, mate. Hope everyone's enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. When you tag us, make sure to tag ZAC. ZAC, is it literally ZAC?
ZAC.
I don't know.
Something ZAC Team Pro.
Just put ZAC.
Yeah,
just put ZAC. Normally it pops up.
ZAC, yeah, he's the first one.
Yeah,
right. That's that, guys. See you later. Bye bye.
Most popular ZAC in the world on Instagram.
Zac Efron.
Nah, fuck Zac Efron.
There we go.